Engaging the enemy. For the Emperor!
I've been looking for you, Space Marine.
Alright guys, Waffles here with another little tips and tricks. And so what this one's really going to be about is more like time saving, I guess is the way to put it. So like regular Marines, Orc Boys, Tyranids, Termagants, Hormagaunts, basically basic infantry. Those guys, oh, there's so many of them. And I know we all like our models to look good, and I found a couple things to make them tabletop worthy, at the very least. Make them look really good, and you can always go back and do some touch-ups and make some adds to them to make them look better. But if you're trying to get them on the table as fast as possible and you really want them painted and you want them looking good, found a few little corners you could cut, a few little time-saving techniques to make them look really good, especially on the table. And like I said, you can go back and finish them off. So basically what I'm talking about is like, this is my war boss. He's basically done. So he's got his shading, he's got highlights, he's got everything done. Tip, do not put mud all around the base. It chips off horribly. But other than that, done. I'm going to chip off the rest of that and make it look pretty decent. Do a little undercoat. But other than that, like, he's done. And I put quite a bit of work into him, several hours probably. And I still have a few things I could probably touch up. But, overall, this was a full paint job. And compared to him, I've got Orc Boy. So you can tell, no shading, nothing like that, basic colors. And so most of the time, this is tabletop ready. I would say it's a decent paint job, especially, if Orc Boys, if you have about 100 of these guys on the table, those are hard to paint. But if you want them to pop, you want them to look a little bit better, I'm just going to show you a few quick little things you can do just to kind of pump them out a little bit faster and still get a good paint job without going too crazy. So first off, edging, but don't worry about doing the entire edge. So he's got quite a few metal parts, and I am going to do just a few of them. Paint loaded up here. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have a new little toy. So this is all aerial view. I've got a camera stand that actually hooks up to my table and has a nice top-down view. So I can paint, show you guys, and I can actually watch my screen, and I don't have to kind of be hovering behind anything. So I like that. It's neat. Alright. Oh man, I have such a killer headache today. Went playing airsoft, which was a blast. But all that adrenaline and everything, it's taking its toll on me. So, get the silver you want to use. So now, a good thing is you can see metal all the way around this thing. And a good paint job, you'd want to hit all these crests. Same thing with here, any of these hard edges you would like to hit. But we're going for speed here. So basically what you want to do is hit these top edge. Just like that. Get the blade. Get the blade going super good. Get the side of it. So why you want to hit this spot particularly, because especially if you're looking top down on these guys, that's going to be the part you see the most. So you can see the front end of this thing shining. And same thing with the little slugger here. Don't worry so much about getting the entire gun. Just hit around the barrel and hit the tops of it. So what I did is I made a pretty thin silver here, so that way I can put it on fairly quick. And so this is more like a silver wash. So it's not going to necessarily dry super hard, That's another time-saving technique if you're going for this. So it's going to be more of a silver wash. So you can see when you're looking down at it, the front part, a little bit shinier. Looks like I hit my edging on it pretty well. So when the wash dries, it's only going to hit these top parts and these side recesses. So it's going to kind of act like a wash. And that's a really quick way just to get some of these done. Because then you can just go straight over top of these things. And it's just going to make the top part shine. And you want to do this first, because next we are going to add an actual wash. And if you did this right, it's going to save you a whole lot of time. Because what you're doing is while this is painted up and drying, the silver wash, is going to be hitting on the top of the recesses. And when that dries, when you put a normal wash in, it's going to soak into the regular recesses. Because like I said, the wash you don't want to put on like in the cracks. You want to do it straight on top of everything. And when it dries, the top part's going to be shiny, but the cracks aren't. And you can just put it straight on like I was doing with these boots. So when you put your normal wash on, it's going to seep into those spots. And you're going to have your two-tone effect, and it's really fast. Like I said, next we're going to go to just a regular wash. And what you want to hit first off, let me see if I have it. You want to hit the big parts. And again, if we're going for speed here, I'm not going to worry so much about the back of the neck, but I'm going to hit like the top parts of these ears, hit these jawline, hit these muscle pieces, hit these hands, and you notice I am not doing the entire model. So sometimes that is the easier way. Sometimes that make it look better. Like I said, we're going for speed here. So I am hitting just those big spots. Those spots you're going to see, like the hands, everything like that. Stuff that are going to have super hard lines. And like, I said I wasn't to, but I'll just hit a little back spot on the neck. So there, you can see it's already starting to get definition, and I didn't hit the entire model. So you can save one small step in going in for the highlights. If you don't hit the entire model, that regular green is going to start to pop more. And you can see he's already got all that stuff. And now, my favorite wash, because it works well on everything, Nuln Oil. Nuln Oil is a straight black wash, fills recesses, hides bad lines, covers everything. Quick, fast, and hurry. So this one is the same thing. You don't want to hit everything, just the spots you want to be noticed. Like that little orky symbol up there. Same thing on this side. You just want to hit the parts that you want filled in super quick. And again, what that's going to do, a super quick two-tone finish. Same thing, you just want to hit these dark areas. Go on those boots. These boots I want to hit because I want these things to look dirty. I wouldn't probably even put a highlight on these anyways because grungy as all get out. And the last thing I'm going to do right here is make sure you get the mouth pretty good and the teeth. Like I said, what this is going to do, it's going to fill in just those tiny little positions. Make it look more tabletop ready. So like the yellow and stuff like that, not going to really touch it. These back pieces, not going to touch it super well. And then the fastest way to make something look even better on the table, throw a quick little base on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very simple Agrilian Earth. So what this is, it's going to be just like that War Boss I showed you. It's going to dry, look like mud. But I'm not going to go super crazy on it. This is going to be fast, push up to the feet. So this one is more is better. The more you put on there, it's going to dry, it's going to crack, leave bigger cracks on it. But we are going for speed here. So what this is going to do, some of it's going to dry and crack up. The other parts are going to be, well, not super cracked up. Not like someone told a good joke. But it is going to cover that base, and it is going to give it a quick texture. So like I said, this is all about speed. And the best part is, same thing with this earth, same thing with any of it. If you are not completely satisfied with it, you can go back, you can do more. It's not a big problem. But our plain drab orc, not so plain and drab now. He looks more ready for the tabletop. He looks better fighting condition. And that, took me just a few minutes. So if you're not wanting to go through and paint up every Marine, every Orc boy super fast, super good right off the bat, these are some quick tips that you can just throw together and it'll make, a huge difference on the board. Because you have all your shades in there and it has, not actual highlighting, but if you hit just those little spots, the regular colors will act like a highlight. And it'll just look a lot better on the board, and it's super fast, super easy. Then, like I said, you go back, finish putting in all your lines, all your details, finish doing the wash, finish doing that stuff if you want to. And if not, like I said, this looks pretty decent right off the bat. We've got a base, we've got our washes, we have different tones of color, and those were really fast and easy to do. So hopefully this helps a little bit, especially with a bunch of the little guys. And maybe gave you some inspiration. So remember, guys, have fun out there.